And we are back on the porch. What's up, Reflection? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, because you over here with Sarethia, baby. You over here with Sarethia, and we are on the porch. We on the porch, baby. You already know we can talk a little shit. We can talk a little shit, Reflection, because this is what we do when you are over here with my crew. Welcome to Naked News. I am Sarethia. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my. I rarely even say please. Please, what I say, I rarely even say please. Please subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to ring my bell so you never miss out on a good video, because we'll be talking about shit over here, bitch. We be talking a little piece of shit, okay? So with that being said, and for all my voters that voted, go to my community wall, post the vote. I know y'all like, Sarethia, why you ain't did what we said we already voted? You still ain't dropped the video, but I am gonna drop it, Reflection. What I said, but I am gonna drop it. Give me a little second. Don't get aggressive with me now. Don't get aggressive. I know when we get on the porch, you know what I'm saying? We get a little aggressive, but don't do that. Don't do that. Cause your money, baby. I don't leave. Yeah, okay, you know the rest of it. If you haven't already went over there to Rumble, what's up, Rumble in the Jungle? I see y'all over here too. Definitely go over there to www.rumble.com and definitely go over there and subscribe to me, baby. What's wrong with your, Reflection? I do conspiracy theories. We go down rabbit holes. We go down all type of shit, Reflection, that I can't get into over here on YouTube. So definitely go and check me out, okay? And if you haven't already subscribed to me on TikTok, I talk my shit over there, Reflection. You gotta go on TikTok. You gotta subscribe to me, baby. You gotta follow me. Most wanted 2100. Now, if y'all missed day one, we was talking our shit about Diddy. If you missed day two, we got into the text messages a little bit, okay? And we are over here for day three. I think this is actually like day 5 of the case, but we're a little behind because we on the porch. We have shit to do. We have to come on the porch. You go on saying when the sun go down, when the sun set, Reflection. And we have to talk our shit, okay? So anytime y'all see me on the porch, know this is a shit talking video, all right? Do not get offended. Do not get triggered, because I will trigger you easily, Reflection. But you have to know that, you know, this is what we do. Everybody come from every side of the neighborhood. We just come over here and we talk our shit. We don't mean no harm. We just be talking shit. Okay? So don't get offended. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all time to go ahead and hit that like button. We're about to get started. That music just a whole little vibe. You know, if you had a long day reflection, that's just a little vibe. When we finna come out on the point, we gotta be vibing over here. It's good energy over here, reflection, okay? So with that being said, I'm not here to waste your time. Was Cassie, you see the title? Was Cassie a victim or was Cassie an enabler? Keep in mind, when we on the porch, we don't gotta agree with each other. Y'all ain't never been to no cookout, no barbecue, and then or you see a whole bunch of people on the porch talking shit, reflection. They don't be agreeing with each other. You don't have to agree with me. Drop in the comments, be like, Tweet, no. See, you bullshitting that. That ain't even how this supposed to go. Diddy should be locked up forever and ever. Or I may be like, I don't know, reflection. Cassie skinhead ass was doing such and such. But that's what we do up here. We talk about shit, reflection. Okay, so don't get offended. We don't gotta agree with each other just because I say something on the video. That don't mean you gotta agree with it. We here to disagree to agree, but at the end of the day, we still reflections. Okay, so let's get nosy. Let's go. Let's get nosy. We got a couple people over here on the porch. They finna tell us what happened during the case. We finna stop. We're gonna talk about shit, reflection. Okay, we're gonna see if they with the shit or what's really going on. Because in the last video, Cassie was getting exposed a lot through those text messages. Remember, if y'all watch my last video, Cassie was getting exposed through those text messages. Cassie was saying some real explicit shit now. Cassie was over there acting like a flipper, don't skip her. Listen, dimple. That's what she was acting like doing those text messages. But you know, some other people was like, well, yeah, but at the same time, I still feel like Diddy was forcing her to do certain shit. And I'm like, okay, that's your opinion, reflection, all right. But let's go and let's see what's really going down in the courtroom. Because a lot of people been saying Cassie been trying to save him on this thing. They feel like Cassie still got a couple of feelings for Diddy. That's all place now. I know she married and we ain't trying to fuck up nobody home, but we on the porch, we talking that shit. You know how you talk shit up the street, be like, girl, you know she married, but you know I seen what Chicago in and out her house the other night, right? I'm just saying. We just over here telling the neighborhood business because that's what we do. That's what we do, reflection. So without that being said, don't get offended. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's go.
It's getting wild. Let's get into it. It's your first update of the day. So the judge is fed up with the slow pace of the trial. He started off the day like, is there any reason why we can't be done by 5 o'clock? And both prosecution and defense are blaming each other. One of the defense lawyers blamed the government because they said their frequent objections and the demand for Cassie to read the text messages were drawing the time out. She said, and I quote, "We don't understand why they continue to object on authenticity." But the prosecutor said, no, bitch. They said the defense is slowing things down. Prosecution even sent a letter to the judge asking them to limit the time of cross-examination for Cassie. But that's not all. Diddy seemed tried to introduce a video of him like walking through nature talking to God, like as I guess like a self-growth, like he's changed video. The same man at the center of abuse and sex trafficking allegations. However, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson shut it down. She said, nullification. She said it had no place in front of the jury. The judge also agreed to that, and he said that Cassie can see it, but it will not be shown to the jury. Then we are back at the 2016 hotel incident. They keep bringing this up. So they had Cassie read a text that she sent to Diddy like literally after the attack. It says, and I quote, "When you get fucked up the wrong way, you always want to show me you have power to knock me around. I am not a rag doll. I am somebody's child." That text alone has enough emotion to fill the courtroom, okay? Cassie also testified that whenever Diddy was upset, he would take her car, her phone, everything from her, even a watch. As we clearly know, that's not just a toxic relationship, that's control. And then it gets a little messier because apparently
That's why you gotta have your own money and shit, reflection. You gotta have, ain't nothing wrong with having somebody take care of you, do nice things for you, but at the same time, what if that person leave, reflection? What if that person get mad at you? You need to be able to stand on your own 10 toes. You get what I'm saying? Shit, Cat should have been putting a little money to the side, had her little Honda Accord. You get what I'm saying? Case Diddy came over there with that
Cassie
shit.
is coming down off
Okay,
drugs, which is where she learned about the video from the Intercontinental Hotel. The one where she was assaulted that we all saw. And then Diddy's lawyer tried to spin it saying that she thought it was a video about a freak off. And then Diddy sent her a text message like, "Don't let him out of your sight." But then Cassie asked the man in the recording if he had a sex tape of her. She left the following voice recording, and I quote, it's a little graphic. "I want to fucking see that. It's my fucking life and I will kill you. And then he will kill you again." She said, "Play with me if you want to, bitch." That's a lot of trauma packed. What I've seen is this case is a masterclass in toxic power dynamics and how the law struggles to navigate emotional abuse. All right, that was just a quick update. I will update y'all shortly. Have a good day.
Okay, we gonna double back on that. So, what you think going on, Reflections? Keep in mind, Diddy is not on trial for domestic violence. Keep in mind, if he was on trial for DV, he would have been convicted. Everybody be like, well, okay, we can't lie. He a little piece of aggressive. He a little piece of guy, anger, need a little couple anger management classes and shit around that motherfucker. But at the same time, though, Reflect, that's why I'm wondering why they keep bringing up DV. Are they trying to be a character or something? Because that's not what he's on trial for. He's on trial for ex trafficking and shit like that. So it sounds like they just have more DV evidence than anything. What do y'all think, though? Okay, anyway, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going because it seemed like, but you got to think if two people are in a relationship, Reflection. I'm not talking about smoke weed every day. If two people are in a relationship and they own different types of drugs, Reflection, y'all seen them couples that's on drugs together. Reflection, that shit get a little toxic sometimes. Sometimes when you're up, it's great, and when you're down, it get a little toxic. It get a little piece of toxic. So the question is, was Cassie a victim or was she an enabler? That's the name of
Okay,
the
y'all,
video.
here's
Hit
your
like and subscribe
final
to him.
update, part 2. The defense is pushing the narrative that Cassie was a willing participant and not a victim, showing the jury text messages from Cassie from her BlackBerry from 2010, where she allegedly asked to set up a freak off with another woman instead of a man, which directly contradicts her earlier testimony, where she said she wanted to tell Diddy that she no longer wanted to participate, but was afraid that he would be upset and beat her. The defense are using these text messages to argue that Cassie was actively organizing and initiating these encounters and not being trafficked. But Cassie maintains that those text messages did not depict the emotional and psychological pressure she was under. She's not backing down from them, y'all. The defense also brought up a reality show about escorts, claiming one of the women from the show commented on a picture of Diddy. Cassie said, "I have never seen that show, I don't remember that." Then they asked whether she preferred the escorts that they arranged to be discreet. Cassie said yes. The jury stepped out. The judge had had enough of both prosecution and defense because they were trying to admit a lot of things and the prosecution said they didn't know about. So the judge asked, where's the confusion between the parties between what is admitted and what isn't admitted? The defense is claiming that they submit all of the exhibits in to the prosecution by 7 p.m. the night before. But the judge said, no. He
So it sounds like to me, for everybody who you know what I'm saying, following the law, it sounds like they was just throwing shit out there in court because you know you got to submit your evidence before you get in court or whatever like that. So it seemed like that they was just throwing shit out there. Reflection, just listen. If you got a solid case, then put the evidence out there. That's all I'm saying. Because a lot of stuff that has been presented is more DV than ex trafficking, and that's what they trying to get
He
him
said
on.
the messages
Okay,
should
I'm
be in
just
physical
saying.
binders because it makes it easier for the people to follow along versus trying to read it up on the screen, which is taking more time than they should take. So then the judge ordered prosecution to turn in their full witness list by Sunday at 5 p.m. His exact words were, "We are not going to proceed in this fashion." During a cross, they asked Cassie about the time she spent in Arizona because she was in a treatment facility. She spent 45 days at the Willow House. It's like a trauma therapy center. So they asked Cassie to explain, so this is what she said. "They hook you up to a machine that regulates your brainwaves that helps you recount memories and complete trauma that I cut off." The defense attorneys tried to imply that she was being treated for love and sex addiction, possibly to explain why she stayed in the relationship. But Cassie said, no, I was never being treated for any love or sex addiction. When they asked her about emotional manipulation, she agreed that Diddy would build her up to break her the fuck down. She said he called me queen and he had inspiring energy inside of him. But that inspiration came with obsessive control. She also went back into him calling her incessantly when he thought she was cheating, while he maintained relationships with other women. And in the middle of this all, the entire courthouse went into lockdown because the U.S. Marshals was tracking somebody outside. It's just so much shit going.
Oh, that just means he wasn't shit then. Yeah, it ain't a crime. It'll be a whole lot of people in jail, a whole lot of men in jail if they just wasn't shit. You get what I'm saying? Reflection. That's what that was. We all know somebody in a relationship with somebody and they trying to control the female the whole time they creeping, the whole time they cheat in reflection. We know that, but that's not a crime though. Now I'm not taking up for. I'm not saying she a gold digger, but listen, Cassie wasn't fucking with no broke nigga. Listen, Cassie was girl. This man got billions. Okay, millions, if not billions. These motherfuckers ain't out here with but a couple $100, maybe a couple thousand. Reflection got them 2, 3. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so where is the ex trafficking coming in? That's all I'm asking for, because that's what he on trial for. All right, hit the like and subscribe. But now we established he wasn't shit and he was cheating and he was doing this and he was doing that. But I never seen nobody be faithful to a flipper. Don't forget the dipper. I
Lockdown
ain't
only
never
lasted about
okay,
2 minutes. They
whatever.
caught whoever they was looking for. Now here's where it gets real interesting, bitch. Cassie testified that in 2018, long after their relationship had ended, Combs invited her to Burning Man. She declined the trip but said she later joined him at dinner in Malibu. At the time, she was already dating her now husband, Alex Fine. After dinner, Cassie says Combs took her home, entered her apartment, and raped her. It's the first time she's testified to an alleged sexual assault that happened after the relationship was over. I think that is a devastational shift in the trial's emotional weight, because that's gonna leave us all gasping. Because even after she left, she still couldn't escape that abuse.
Hit the like and subscribe button. Now, even after she went back and she was, this is what he said. Now, I don't condone if somebody tell you no, no matter if I am a flipper, don't dip me. I don't care how many freakouts we had. If I say no tonight, then it's no tonight. I don't care if I said yes yesterday, the day before, the day before, the day before. I'm not condoning that reflection. But at the same time, but we do know Cassie is she into a little piece of role play. What I said, she into a little piece of role play. That's what I heard. It's just we on the porch. I'm just telling you shit I heard, man. That's what I heard. Hit the like and subscribe. But I don't condone it. If she said no, then she don't want it tonight. Then damn, she just don't want it tonight. So what do you think of? What do you think about this reflection? What do you think about that? But we can't skip over the part you was with your now husband that is in the courtroom listening at all this shit. And you was still over there going to lunch, going to dinner with Diddy. You was still doubling back. You was still spinning the block. Listen, reflection. Let's keep
5D
going.
trial update. Listen, y'all. This morning, defense been picking apart everything that Cassie been saying was going on. First of all, they brought up everybody who she was dating while, quote unquote, she was going through all this turmoil with Diddy. Now, what the defense is trying to do is basically say if she was going through so much where she was basically being forced to do things, why did she still continue to date other people or go searching for love in other people? Now, is this right for them to do, especially with her sitting up there pregnant and it's creating an image of basically they're trying to tear down a pregnant woman? No, it's not right, but they got a client that they have to defend. So this is what comes along with it. Now, reading these text messages, reading all of the things that Diddy tried to do to stop her from going to the OVO concert, dating NFL players, dancing with Chris Brown, it brings to light that was she trying to get away from Diddy or was she just trying to find a replacement? These are the questions that they are asking, or these are the scenarios they are trying to build. Now, I know some of y'all can get frustrated because I'm not going to lie. It looks like they are tearing Cassie down. But don't get mad yet, y'all. We just listening to the case and they doing their job, okay? Now, this is the crazy thing. Prosecution is trying to force the judge, well, they're trying to ask to tell the judge to force defense on bringing Cassie back Monday. They want to make sure that she is done with the defense today because they are scared that she might go into labor and that might cause a mistrial. We got to keep that on our heads because, listen, at 8 months, you never know when she's going to go into labor, okay? Tell me what y'all think in the comments.
So what do y'all think, reflection? Keep in mind there was another thing. Diddy team was like, hold on, because they was like, listen, she pregnant. She pregnant. We can't have her up here. It was only supposed to be, you get what I'm saying, a certain amount of time for y'all to be able to question her and shit. And they was like, well, we need to get all this evidence out right now because she the spark to the whole fire. You get what I'm saying, reflection? So what do y'all think? Do y'all think, like, listen, is that why the prosecution going so hard at Cassie? Because they like, listen, we don't know when you gonna drop the baby, but we need to get all this evidence out right now. Do you think they being too hard on her, even though she was a flipper? Don't forget the dipper. What do you think, reflection? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We just over here. You get what I'm saying? We all know a flipper in the neighborhood. We all know a little piece of a flipper in the neighborhood. So don't y'all come over here trying to get all sensitive and shit. Okay, please, please. Let's keep it going. Drop in the comments and let me know what do you think.
All right, I have a Diddy update. The lawyers are fighting about the timing of Cassie's testimony. Obviously, she's about to go into labor. And what is going to happen if she goes into labor while she is still on the stand? But before we get into that, there's one other thing that I got to talk about. There is a lot of discourse across the social medias about this case and about victimhood and about women as victims of sexual assault. A lot of it. From all different angles. And quite frankly, I don't want to engage in it right now. But I do want to say this. I don't think that folks are questioning what Cassie says, right? Meaning we all believe that factually these things occurred. Even the defense is not denying it, right? What people are questioning is whether or not she's a victim, a co-conspirator, she's actively involved. That is the question that some people of the public are asking. And while I don't necessarily agree with that question, I think it is foolish to dismiss it because the jury, the people that are going to make the decision, those are members of the public. That is actually the question in the courtroom right now.
Yes, that's basically what everybody's saying. Reflection. Listen, we on the porch. We say what the whole neighborhood been wanting to say. Listen, she was over there. Listen, she was living a lifestyle. She was getting them Uggs. She was texting him about FOs. She was going out getting escorts allegedly. So are you a victim? When did you become a victim? When are you a victim? Was you a victim when you was reaping the benefits? Were you a victim when you was suggesting let's do an FO tonight? Were you a victim when you was, you get what I'm saying? He was buying you cars and apartments and jewelry. This came out your mouth, not ours. We didn't even know. Reflection, was you a victim when you was on his side at Met Gala? Was you a victim? When did in the relationship did you feel like you became a victim? Was you a victim when you was going out getting these male escorts? When was you a victim, or was you an enabler? And if you was a victim, how did you get there? Tell me what point. Was you a victim when you was sliding across the floor talking about you've been waiting so long for me to answer your call? Some shit like that. I don't even know the words. Reflection. We just trying to figure out. We just on the porch asking what everybody else want to ask. You get what I'm saying? Reflection.
The question in the courtroom is whether or not this was a conspiracy to commit a crime, or these people, including Cassie, were willing participants in consensual sexual behavior. That is literally the question that is factually and legally occurring inside the courtroom right now. So I think it's a mistake for anybody to dismiss that question, but I just don't want to engage in the conversation. But I did want to make that point because I don't think people are connecting the two. That is the question inside the courtroom. Now, back to what I was talking about. So the lawyers are fighting about Cassie's testimony, and it looks like the judge has already made a decision. The defense has previously said that they think the prosecution intentionally waited to call Cassie because of her risk of going into labor to be able to limit her testimony, which is interesting. I don't know that I could agree with that. The case is only a couple days old at this point. There's only been 2 witnesses before her, but I guess their point is they could have called her first, and that way we wouldn't be going into the situation where we now are at a Friday and she may need to testify into Monday. The prosecution, on the other hand, is saying that Diddy and his team could finish questioning her. Now, they just don't want to so that they can gain an advantage. They wrote a letter to the judge, and in the letter, they tell the judge the defendant should not now be afforded the opportunity to hold Ms. Ventura on cross-examination over the weekend, offering him an additional 2 days to review transcripts of the witness's testimony to prepare additional cross-examination inquiry, or risk a mistrial if the witness goes into labor. I find that interesting because, first and foremost, there's nothing wrong with Diddy's team attempting to get a tactical advantage. That's the whole point of strategy, right? You want lawyers that are thinking ahead. So if that is the goal, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing foul about that at all. There's nothing illegal about that. There's nothing not ethical about it. That's not a problem. But this is their witness. This is the government's witness. And unfortunately, the government's witness is this particular witness is the center of the case. It is, I think everybody's understanding that Cassie was a catalyst, right? Everything that she accused Diddy of is the reason why this case exists. And because of that, she's one of the most, if not the most important witnesses. She's probably one of their strongest witnesses too. And it is just a rule of thumb that you don't hide from bad facts, right? But we don't expect the government to be asking Cassie questions that are going to give beneficial information to Diddy's defense. That's just not the way it goes. So the defense and the defendant is entitled to a thorough cross-examination of witnesses, especially a key witness, a victim in the case, and the person probably with the most damaging information about them. That's just it. He's entitled to confront his accusers. That is his Sixth Amendment right. He is entitled to a thorough cross-examination, point blank, period. Now, the judge apparently agreed with the government. The judge said, in what universe did you not understand this was important, given it was in numerous filings and discussed among the parties several times? This witness was going to be done this week, the judge says. You have a day and a half. I think that's a mistake. So the judge says the risk of her going into labor, not directly, but that's the implication. The risk of her going into labor is more important, quite frankly, or when I weigh it, I'm going to choose to avoid that as opposed to you completing your cross-examination to your liking. And I think there's a strong argument by the defense that that's a mistake, and that the government could have called her earlier to avoid this. And I will be making the same argument. And it's not about Cassie as a person or a mother or, the risk to the child. That's not the point of it. The point is that you, as a defense attorney, your number one and only job is to defend your client to the fullest, most aggressive ability that you have, especially in a case like this, where the ultimate outcome could be life in prison. So maybe I'm biased, but I agree with the defense. I think it is a mistake to limit the cross-examination, particularly when it sounds like they are going to be limited to a little bit less time than what the state had or the government had to ask their questions on direct examination. That's just my 2 cents.
All right, she had a lot to say. That was a lot reflection, but keep in mind, they like, listen, y'all had y'all time to put y'all evidence out here. We need our time to cross-examine her ass. She 8 months. You supposed to go 9.5. We know you can have the baby early at any given time, but we still need to get these facts out, okay? Because the question in the courtroom is not, is Diddy a shitty person? It's not, is he a cheating motherfucker? It's not, is you get what I'm saying? The question is not that was he abusive? We all seen the tape. It was, did he force her to do certain acts, or was she a willing participant? That's the whole case. Was he ex-trafficking other people? That's the whole case. Reflection. Okay, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And like she said, Cassie is a catalyst in this whole situation, because that's when all this shit started happening. Don't you remember Reflection? Okay, she was the one who really allegedly got a lot of this shit stirred up. All right, Reflection. Now, if he is guilty of that, of ex-trafficking, then he should do the time. But if he wasn't, and you want him to be behind bars, you're gonna have to get him on something else, because if you don't have the evidence, you get what I'm saying, Reflection, then how you think you're gonna make this stick? And with Cassie being one of their strongest witnesses right now, Cassie on the stand looking a little shaky now. Cassie up there still looking like, you get what I'm saying? She might do a FO again. Listen, she look like she ain't over. Love of my life, you are my friend. Love of my life, I can't depend. Love of my life. Okay, I'm just saying, Reflection, shit, whatever. Hit the like and subscribe. Y'all saying I'm being insensitive, and I'm not being insensitive. I'm just saying we got to keep it real. What is he really on trial for? And this is what they got to prove. All right, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We just on the porch talking our shit, man. And you ain't got to agree, Reflection.
Update. Cassie confirmed she got a FaceTime call from her now husband, Alex Fine, the last time she and Diddy was doing the, having Rex. Cassie Ventura confirmed to the court that she got a FaceTime call from her now husband, Alex Fine, the last time she and Sean Diddy Combs slept together in September 2018. The two were intimate a few days after Combs allegedly raped Ventura following their breakup. When you were having rectal intercourse, did you get a FaceTime call?
Hold on, wait a minute. You gonna have to bring that back. Now keep in mind, in the other video, they said that Cassie said that she went out to lunch. She was still talking to her husband, her soon-to-be husband now. I mean, her husband now. They had got together, and she said she went out to dinner, and Diddy got her back to the place, and he took some. He took that without her permission. But now they saying a couple of days later that she was a willing participant in that. You get what I'm saying? Come take this, take this, take this. She was reflection. Hold on now. I'm just putting myself in the other person's shoes now. Cassie, if he had took it and you didn't want him to have it that day, why would you double back? If first of all, if you take something, I'm not finna come back a couple days later and be like, well, go on ahead and get it again, because when you took it, it was kind of good. Just a little piece, just a little piece, just a little piece. Okay. Reflection, something about this ain't adding up, man. We got to use our thinking cap. We got to use our thinking skills now. I'm not saying I know trauma is a motherfucker. I know trauma bonding is something serious. I know them Uggs, you get what I'm saying, reflection, but there's what? A couple days later, run that back. Run that back, Queen. Run that back for me.
The two were intimate a few days after Combs allegedly raped Ventura following their breakup. When you were having rectal intercourse, did you get a FaceTime call? Did you answer? Combs' attorney Anna Estevello asked. No, Ventura replied. Did you recognize a caller ID to be your now husband? Estevello pressed, to which Ventura replied, yes. Ventura said that Fine, a personal trainer with whom she shares 2 children with, eventually found out that she had been sleeping with her ex. He also later discovered about alleged rape and punched a wall when he did, Ventura testified. We're going to keep you guys posted.
Girl, shut your mouth and hurry up and come on this porch, girl. We got some juice boxes and shit, some wine coolers and shit in the cool, girl. Grab you one of them. What I said, some wine coolers and shit in the cool, girl. Grab you one of them, girl. What you say? You said that she was this like he, the phone ringing, you know how they be reflection. And then she answered the phone while Diddy was in there. Take that, take some more. Cassie, oh my goodness, you didn't see, he wasn't a real one. He wasn't a real one because a real one either didn't want a real one in there, take that, because baby, you know how you answer that phone reflection and you doing something, hello, listen, reflection, ain't no way you answered that, and then you didn't even answer, you on FaceTime, girl. You on what position was y'all in for you to answer that on FaceTime and he didn't even know that you was over there getting your back blown out, Cassie? Yeah. Oh my goodness. You a different type of flipper, don't skipper. You a different type of one. I would have let that motherfucker ring, Cassie. I would let that motherfucker ring, baby. But you know, some people, they be like, oh, the answer, call the answer, because they like that. But girl, this show, listen. Cassie, girl, you's a wild one. That's all I can say. Reflect. Oh my goodness.
The prosecution said that Diddy is trying to cause a mistrial, and Chris Brown's name has came up already today in court. So the prosecution is saying that, hey, they're trying to keep Cassie on the stand longer than she was supposed to be. She was supposed to be off by Friday. They're doing this in hopes that she goes into labor and they can't finish their cross-examination. Because by law, if the prosecution is able to do a direct on her, then the defense is able to do a cross-examination. And if they're not able to do that, then that's going to cause a really big problem for this trial. Now, I do see both sides, but I see the defense side a little bit more because the prosecution called 2 witnesses before Cassie when they could have just called Cassie to the stand in the beginning, but they were doing it to be slick. They didn't want the defense to have that much time with Cassie in hopes of them not being able to ask her a lot of different things. Now, they did ask, the defense did ask Cassie about being questioned about Chris Brown, saying, hey, that he thought you were dancing with Chris Brown at an event. She said that never happened. She said he questioned her about an NFL player. He took her phone, he took her car, he took her passports, making it like impossible for her to leave or go anywhere. On top of that, he had her to call her mom one time during one of these questionings by him, and the mom heard the fight and it got so bad that the mom called the police. Y'all, they're saying that some of these escorts were secretly recording these sessions themselves. They're saying the escorts were writing on Diddy's Instagram page. Y'all, today is about to get good. Make sure y'all
keep in mind, you remember a long time ago, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, 50 Cent was saying that he had a video of Cassie. So I can believe that these male escorts will secretly record Cassie, allegedly, you get what I'm saying, passing them videos around Reflection. Because how did 50 Cent get a video of Cassie? Allegedly, I could have sworn 50 Cent said he had hit up Diddy like, is this your girl? It is. This your girl in this position right here? The one that you be with back out? This your main thing right here? Flipper, don't skipper, don't forget the dimple. Is this her? Let me know. Hurry up and let me know, because she on video doing some strange things. Like, she on video doing some strange shit. You get what I'm saying? All this is alleged Reflection. So I can believe that these male escorts was, you get what I'm saying, Cassie was having, sound like she was having her own little alleged side freak out. That's what we heard throughout the neighborhood. This is what we heard throughout the neighborhood. Because how did these men, because Dennis seemed like he's a controlled type of person. When I say controlled, listen, y'all ain't gonna even have no phones when you get up in here. You leave your phones and shit at the freak off door. But if you doing side freak offs and shit, because you know my mind, I be thinking and shit. If you doing your little own side freak offs and shit, then of course they may be recording you without you knowing it. You in the back, they got the video, they got phone shit while you, they got the phone Reflection recording your ass. Yeah, that's what this sound like happened to me. Now I don't know, because I went there, but it sounded like Cassie was having her little side infos to me, because how did all these people get the personal videos of it? Because I know you got to think, Reflection, when you on Hollywood parties and shit like that, you can't have your phone. They taking your phone at the door, any type of electronics. So how was these videos getting out of you, Cassie, with the NFL player, allegedly with all these other people? If you want on the side, I'm just saying now, shit, she's the flipper, don't forget the dipper. I'm just saying, Reflection, ain't nothing wrong with that shit. If you want to be, you know, a flipper, don't forget to don't skip them. If that's what you want to be, then that's fine. But I'm saying though, Reflection, listen, because I remember 50 Cent came out. Y'all remember that video? 50 Cent came out and said that he had asked Diddy, is this your girl? And then she was on the video doing some strange things. Okay, how did the video get out? I'm just saying. That shit just came back to me then. You know, so you get a Reflection. That shit just came back to me then. I had a little.
What happened in the Diddy trial today? And I'm going to give you the biggest highlights in less than a minute and a half. Let's start with the baby oil. Since Diddy's house was raided, there has been a rumor going around that the baby oil was laced with something, and Cassie went on the stand today saying that the baby oil was nothing more than just that, baby oil. Diddy preferred apparently Johnson & Johnson, the large bottles, and they could go through 10 of them in a session. Next up was infidelity. Allegedly, Diddy cheated on Cassie quite a bit, and Cassie admitted that she cheated on Diddy with both Kid Cudi and actor Michael B. Johnson. Now with Kid Cudi, Diddy allegedly responded by blowing up his car. And
I think he mean Michael B. Jordan, but it may be Michael B. Johnson. But I think he's talking about Michael B. Jordan. Now, I don't know, but I think
Michael B. Johnson was also violent towards Cassie. Next up, jurors were able to see some explicit texts regarding the freak-offs, ones that were not shown to the public, only to the jury, and the jurors appeared to be visibly shocked at whatever they saw and whatever they were reading. Next up, Diddy was caught on a hot mic praising his attorney today, saying that he was proud of her. This is all despite the fact that the attorneys had to change up, defense had to change up their strategy because Cassie's testimony has been so flawless that it was not what they expected, and today, in my opinion, they kind of fumbled over everything during the cross-examination. Cassie also testified that they were both addicts hooked on opiates, and at one point in February of 2012, Diddy actually OD'd on opiates and had to be taken to the hospital. This was apparently around the same time that Whitney Houston also OD'd and ended up passing away. Now, these are just the highlights. If you want more details, you can check out my Substack or my YouTube, where I've done midday
Okay, they're gonna shake all that out. We appreciate you. But listen, reflection. So what do y'all think about this? Cassie did admit both of them, you get what I'm saying, had a little drug problem, okay? It was a little Whitney and Bobby situation going on up in there. But listen, I'm still stuck on that interview with 50 Cent. I'm still stuck on now because we weren't putting it all together. We weren't putting it all together then. Yeah, you was having your little side FO sound like Cassie.
Diddy's legal team is on it. I told you, I never saw the government really having a trouble with the case. Not at the federal level. They're having trouble with this case. You got Mark Garagos's daughter on the legal team, right? You got one of the top lawyers, I forget his name, right? That's the one in G. I think the government has 6 lawyers at their table. It's so many, Diddy has so many lawyers, they can't all fit at the table. And they are top notch. They are hitting every single point. We spent an hour today before they even got started just going through. They were arguing about the fact that basically the government is mad because the government is like, we should be able to see what the defense is going to cross-examine them on, what exhibits they're going to use to cross-examine Cassie on, pretty much. And the defense team was like, no, they don't have to burden the proof. So that was a big argument over that.
Hit the like and subscribe button. He got them top Eagles. He got them Eagles over there on the side reflection. That's what it looked like, I heard. But keep in mind, before Diddy went to jail, he also was talking about how he was putting money behind a whole bunch of these lawyers and different things like that. Reflection, but I think these was black upcoming lawyers or whatever like that. Reflection that he was trying to get a whole black like political team or whatever. Reflection, because a lot of people don't understand politics. Okay, a lot of people that be on the porch and shit, they don't understand politics, and you get what I'm saying. He right about that, because think about it, when we growing up, a lot of people, they don't hear about politics. They don't hear about politics a lot. Okay, but anyway, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Keep in mind, we on the porch. We not over here to offend nobody. Everything over here is highly alleged. We talk our shit. We got wine coolers, juice boxes, lunchables, all type of shit over there in the cooler flexion. Get you some. You welcome to come over here on the porch, baby. You welcome to come over here with Teresa. We ain't gonna judge.
Quote, when you get effed up the wrong way, you always want to show me that you have the power and you knock me around. I'm not a rag doll. I'm someone's child. However, a couple days after the hotel incident, Diddy asked Cassie to engage with him, which she says she thought was weird considering what happened. And so she replied to him, we need a different vibe than Friday at the Intercontinental. To which Diddy responded, F Friday, I don't even want to do that again. And Cassie responded, LOL, true. Diddy's attorney then jumps to discussing Diddy's jealousy, his accusations that Cassie was cheating on him, and him constantly taking her belongings. Cassie testified that during one incident while they were in the car, he told her to call her mom, and when she took her phone out to do so, he grabbed it. They had a big fight. She said he was gone for hours with her phone, and while he had it, he apparently called someone on it. When the attorney asked Cassie if the person she was having an affair with was an NFL player, she responds, I don't know if he's playing anymore. But she also testifies that her and Diddy weren't really together at the time and they weren't in a great place. Another instance in which Diddy took Cassie's phone was when he accused her of dancing with Chris Brown, but Cassie says she was not dancing with him. There's a brief moment in
Cassie thinks she slick. Cassie said, well, I ain't saying I ain't sleep with him, but what I'm saying is I don't know if he play football no more. I don't know if he play football no more. I don't know if he's still an NFL player, but I didn't say I didn't sleep with him. I ain't say I ain't let him flip me. Don't dip me, and you better not skip me. I'm not saying it, but what I'm saying is, girl, I don't know if he still play football. Girl, I don't know. You see my husband over there in the crowd. Girl, don't be asking me, don't get like that, girl. Hit the like and subscribe button, girl.
In the cross-examination, when the attorney mentions Diddy going to rehab, and now Cassie says, I vaguely remember, and then the topic is changed to an audio clip of Cassie threatening a man over a video he saw. In this audio clip, Cassie says, quote, if you saw a video of someone effing me, who was effing me? You have it. Why didn't you show me? I think the person she's speaking to says, because I'm not disrespectful, bro. And then Cassie continues on saying, if you don't show me, I will off you, cut you up. I will effing off you. I never offed anyone in my life. I'm going to F you up. It's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. I'm not playing with you. Sujit, tell me. Cassie does confirm that the person on the audio is her and that it was about a video that she suspected Jonathan Audie had secretly recorded of her.
Cassie, so you got them hitters, girl. Cassie said, listen, don't make me put no hit out up on you. Don't make me put no Cassie, are you a victim? When did you become a victim, Cassie? Now I told y'all them little like trying to do them little side FOs. Trying to do them little side FOs, girl. They'll record you, did some reflection. Somebody had fucked around, got that tape, and they was spreading it around. What y'all think reflection was really going on? Cassie said, I'll blow your shit back. Well, she didn't say that. Reflection, she said she was off. She said she was on off when Cassie said, I ain't gonna even have to be the one to do it. I'm like, Geico, one call, this all. Like, all stay, baby. Play with me if you want to, baby. Act like I ain't got this. Like, listen, act like I ain't got them eagles over here on my side. Reflection, what you think? I ain't need no Cassie goddamn like that. I ain't know me. Well, waiting so long. Cassie said, I will off you about this video. But that's how you know, too, because if she really wasn't doing no little side FOs reflection, allegedly, then she wouldn't even have to worry about if it was a video or not. Because if you was just doing FOs with Diddy, then you already know that nobody had no phone because they weren't finna come into the big house. I call this house the big house. They weren't finna come into the big house. But you gotta leave your phone and electronics, all this shit at the door. This tight security around here, baby. But Cassie was trying to do her own little FOs and fucked around, got some videos out on her ass. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're gonna pull that 50-cent video too.
During one of their FOs, and Diddy was concerned about this video getting out, so he pressed her to get to the bottom of it. The prosecutor later asked if Diddy spent a lot of money to make sure the video didn't get out, to which she says she doesn't know. But it's worth noting that in that police interview,
we got to talk about that. That makes sense. So Diddy wouldn't even have to worry about it. That's how you know she was doing side FOs reflection, because Diddy was pressing her about get the video. If the video was getting videoed during the FOs he was at, he would have already had that handle reflection. This some sloppy shit she on the side doing, trying to be a flipper, don't dipper, don't forget the skipper. That's what she was doing reflection. Listen, oh my goodness, Cassie.
She said she had been speaking to a music producer at the club, and when they left, Diddy called her a slut in the car. She said she was drunk and she punched him hard in the face.
What was Sean's response after you hit him?
His whole demeanor switched over. I remember his eyes went black. I was basically like underneath the back seat in the Escalade, just trying to cover my face.
Why were you trying to cover your face?
Because Sean was stomping on it with his foot. The whole ride was a fight until we got there. It was just me trying to defend myself and cover myself up.
She said when they...
Now what you over there putting your hand on him like that for? Okay. Now you gotta use your words and shit. Now I ain't gonna lie though, you know, sometimes they be talking that shit, you be pow accidentally reflection on condone violence, but I'm just saying, you be like, what you say? What you call me? What you say to my mama? What you say? Oh, you weren't saying that last night though. You weren't saying that when you was urinating on top of my face though. You weren't saying that, okay, let me go on ahead. You go on, I'm saying pop real quick, because you know they driving and shit reflex, so you know that's time right there. That's time. They said, hold on, let me pull this motherfucker over real quick. Let me pull it, hold on, reflection. Oh my goodness, on condone violence. And you know fucked up. Y'all ain't never did. See, y'all probably ain't never accidentally. You hear what I'm saying? Popped them real quick reflection. It was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have did that, but it's too late because I already popped chance. You get what I'm saying? Reflection. So you know. And she said she was drunk and shit. She was drunk and shit. This was a toxic little relationship. Y'all ever been in a toxic relationship?
When they got back to Diddy's house, she ran off, but was brought back by one of his bodyguards.
I just didn't look like myself at all. Knots and bleeding, swollen everything. I just looked horrible. And then I think I was vomiting when he came in, and he kind of came to, and like basically he said that I had to go sneak out of the house, out of the back with security, and go to a hotel and just stay there.
Cassie then said Diddy made her cover her face so no one saw her go into the hotel room. She said she wanted to go home to her mom, but she wasn't allowed, and she ended up being holed up in the hotel for around 10 days.
Now that ain't right though, reflection. All jokes aside though, even though I did that little pop scene and everything, reflection. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you be intoxicated and shit. Like, at least I think I can take your ass. But anyway, regardless, reflection, a man is way stronger than a female. A man is way stronger than a female. You could have used your words or something. You could have shoved her. You get what I'm saying? You know how you shove the move a little bit like that. You get what move your ass out the way. Now don't do all right. Alright, man, don't fucking play with me. Alright, you get what I'm saying? Yarr, use words or whatever. Because at the end of the day, you get what I'm saying? You shouldn't have, and then she light bright damn near white. You shouldn't even put your hands on her. That's why I said if you was gonna get them on a little piece of DV, okay. All this shit we've been hearing is DV type shit. This ain't no ex trafficking. This is DV reflection, okay? So that's what I'm saying. Hit the like button, hit subscribe, but we over here on the porch, baby. Don't judge me now. Judge your brother.